Hey guys, welcome to yet another video on our YouTube channel Web Tutorials. This is your host Tarak, and today we are going to solve the CSS battle target number 38, which is not simply square. So with that said, and I see like most of them have not subscribed to this channel. So people those who are viewing the video are around 70% non-subscribed persons. So it would be grateful if you could hit that subscribe button. And also if you like the contents that I create, please don't forget to hit that like button. With that said, let's get started with this not simply square and let's go. So the way we are going to solve this not simply square is we will be using box shadows. So in today's concept we'll cover a little bit of box shadows. So how do we do that? So as usual for starting, we'll start with our element on the page. It can be any element. So by default, when you open the CSS battle, you get the div element. So instead of div, I'm just changing the element's name to be p, nothing else. And style. And let's give our initialization of our style sheet. We are uh, overriding the settings which are given by user agent style sheet. If you are wondering like what are user agent style sheet, I have already done a video on those in my channel. So hit the subscribe button and see my video. I'll also put a link here somewhere at the end of this video. So let's put margin 0 and padding to be 0 and box sizing to be border box. Okay, with that, let's give a background of for the body element. Okay, with that, let's give for RP element, let's give background. So we are not going to change the background or anything, so I'm not going to use variables in this particular video. So we are going to use border box shadows. So in box shadows there are different colors we'll be using. I don't think there will be necessity of using any variables in this particular video. So with that said, so let's give the background. We are not able to see that because first we need to give position to be absolute. We need not give position absolute. We can go with that and let's see what if we give padding to be 100 pixel is height. Y is right, that is 200 by 200. It looks like 200 by 200 square. But the reason it is taking the entire screen is because P element is a block level element. It takes the entire block. So in order to have it as an inline element, you can use other elements like I tag or B tag, which is which stands for uh, I tag for italicized, B tag. Yeah. So this is an inline element. So basically, you are giving a padding of 100, and it works. So 100 is like 200 height and the width, but since it's an inline element, it doesn't have the height aligned to it. So for that, you will have to give a display type block, so or inline block. So it's better to use p element or img tag. Img tag is an inline default inline level block element. So if you use img tag, you will be able to see like this is. So B, I and all are inline elements. It only has the width, but you cannot define an height. So only block can have an height, and image is an display type of inline block. So that's the only element of the simple HTMLs which is an default inline block. Other inline blocks would include like video and object and uh, embed. Those things would frame iframe. Those would be an inline block apart from the simple HTML. So we can use the img tag, but let's use p tag for the sake of simplicity. It's a block level element, and in order to convert that, either I can use display type block or give position to be absolute. why position absolute works is basically the block stretches throughout the page or its container. So you are telling the element P that you are pulling it out of the container and you are placing it on HTML. I mean the top level document. So the document doesn't have height and the width. So there is no reference to till where it has to stretch. So that's why position absolute works for this particular stuff. But before P, if I give position relative to the body, it will work as the same. So basically you are taking out the you are taking the P element out of the particular DOM hierarchy and you're placing it up. So with that said, we have got this. The next thing we need is border box shadows. So for box shadow, there are four uh, this thing. Like first you have to mention an X offset. So that is how many pixel from X axis you want it to be deviated. Say for example, if I give 10 pixel and 0 pixel for from Y axis. So you see like this black line has come here. So you are offsetting 0 pixel in the Y axis and 10 pixel in the X axis. So I think let's give 100 pixel. That should be about this particular size. But before we do the backside like this back one, we need to do this above red one. So for that, let's shift on the Y to be minus 25 pixels or minus 50 pixels. If you see, this is right, and we need to give the color. So there are other two elements, other two parameters that are accepted here. One is the spread, and other one is the what is the width of the border box. So you can give the shadow to be, if you're giving 0 0, you can scale it. So depending upon say 10 pixels, so it will increase by 10 pixels on all the sides. So 10 pixel here it is more, and 10 pixel over here it is more. So that's the other stuff. Those are the other two parameters. But if you're only going to use the first, and then you have the color, so we want to give this color. So in case if you're using only the first two parameters, you need not do you can avoid these two parameters, just hit a delete. So I mean, it does the job, right? So basically you need not have multiple parameters. There are basically 5 parameters. First one is an X offset, Y offset, X adding like how much pixels in the X you want to add and how much in the Y you want to add. Sorry, the third one is the spread. So what is the spread, you like how much blur do you want it? And the fourth one is your the distance. Apart from that, okay, we have given the first one. The next one, as we know, we need that also to be 100 pixel, but Y offset would be 0. So, and we are going to give this particular color to it. So with that, we have done this top part, and the same thing for the bottom. We'll repeat X with 0 offset and Y with 50 pixels. Okay, no, Y needs to be 100 pixel, but X will be, instead of 0, it will go to minus 50 first. Minus 50 pixels. So it does this, and then we have this particular color, and then you have 0 pixel, 100 pixel, and dark color. So this is a 100% matching solution. Let's see it. We have done with 278 characters. So box shadow, yeah, to show you exactly what are those parameters called. You can give comma, and you can keep on adding different stuff. So you have H offset, there is horizontal offset, vertical offset, the blur, and the spread. Yes, and the color. These are the 5 parameters. Other two things you have inset, initial, and inherit. Inherit. Okay, these are the more advanced box option properties. Inset is basically if you want this uh, box to appear inside of the particular element. Say for example, let me give the first one to be inset. So if I give inset, you see that the this color, the first minus 50 pixels. So you have pushed this to minus 50 pixels on this side, and it has come to an inset, and 100 pixels width. So with that, we can end this video. So basically there is a difference between an inset and an outset. So by default it is outside. So if you put inset, the shadow will apply inside the particular square. And here, so this is all about box shadow and CSS battle number 38, not simple square. In the next battle we will see sunset, letter B, and the fox head. So sunset is this particular thing, letter B and the fox head. We'll come to those. But before that, let's reduce this code for CSS battle per se. Everything that's on this level, done. Everything that's on first level, done. Everything that is this level, I can even add that. I can remove this space. So we have done with 2, not 8 characters. In fact, for this problem, I can practically have margin 0 and be done with it. Margin 0. Oh. Or I can give the background inside the start tag. And do away with the body. It's 202 characters. And reduce the last comma and submit. So this is a 100% match on non-simply square. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video to as many friends as possible. So we have completed this video in less than 10 minutes. So give that thumbs up, give the like button, and see you soon later in our next videos. Have a great day.